Stand of Louis Vuitton silk is Wang Shili from Hangzhou. I have a friend who is a manager in the factory of Louis Vuitton, and he told me the similar quality can be made for just $50. That's so crazy, right? Who are the supplier behind the Lululemon? Number one, Shanglong Apparel, who supplies the most yoga suits. They are also the OEM factory for Fila and Andama. And number two, Hongqi Clothing also make yoga suits for Lululemon. If you are looking for a supplier of sportswear, just contact me. And if you want to know which brands are Chinese suppliers, let me know in the...
Recently, a series of short videos shot and uploaded by Chinese factories on TikTok have gone viral on social media worldwide. These videos claim that several international luxury brands products are manufactured in Chinese factories, suggesting that U.S. consumers can directly purchase from China to bypass the high tariffs imposed by the Trump administration.
Do you recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages. The profit margin for the people who are actually making the bags are very low. What I'm really proud of is that first, we have the best quality control. Two, we have the best craftsmanship. You know, Chinese craftsmen are always intelligent and diligent. Three, we have the most complete supply chain. We always get what we want, like zippers, accessories of any kind, any color, and leathers immediately. Now, as the USA and its little European brothers are trying to refuse Chinese goods, don't you think luxury brands are not trying to move their OEM out of China? Yes, they did, but they failed because the OEM factories out of China, they don't have good quality control and they don't have as good craftsmanship. Their workers are either too expensive or too lazy. Three, they don't have any supply chain. They always have trouble getting leather or zippers or any accessories. That is why they failed, and that is why we will always be the best OEM factory for luxury brands. Why don't you just contact us and buy from us? You won't believe the prices we give you.
According to reports, these videos were uploaded between April 10th and 15th and features English subtitles or voiceovers. The videos are presented by individuals claiming to be Chinese manufacturers or people with connections to executives in luxury good factories. The content of these videos suggests that products from brands such as Louis Vuitton, Lululemon, and Hermes are produced in China with manufacturing costs far below their retail prices. The video also provides links or website names.
Hey, are you a real estate investor or someone who's considering getting started in real estate investing? If so, how many times
names claiming that consumers can buy similar quality luxury items for just $5 or $6 US? In a short time, these videos amassed over 2 billion views. Media observers have noted that the timing, content arrangement, and format of the uploads all appear highly coordinated, suggesting a central operation behind the scenes. Experts are cautioning consumers to think twice before engaging in these videos. The reliability, authenticity, and security of these ads are all highly questionable. Inga Trothick, a cybersecurity professor at Florida State University, said that many of the videos repeat certain messages, such as claiming that China has the best supply chain, which raises suspicions. A major red flag is that some different accounts are promoting the same so-called manufacturer with few followers, and some of these accounts only started posting videos a few days ago. These accounts are reposting the same videos with some profiles lacking pictures, usernames being random, and posts appearing odd. These accounts may be bots. He stated that new accounts as well as accounts followed by a suspected bot account suggest that they might be part of a promotional campaign. The quality of the videos or audio is flawed, which also indicates that these defects may have occurred due to the mass reproduction of the videos. Trothick explains what the Chinese are trying to convey in this video is that amidst the trade war between China and the US, it's not our fault. We can provide anything you want at a lower price. This is an attempt to shift the blame to the US government. It is still unclear whether these videos were created by Chinese manufacturers themselves or are part of a Chinese government propaganda campaign. According to the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, whether or not these videos were produced by Chinese manufacturers, a supply chain and operation management lecturer at the University of British Columbia, Samuel Roscoe, stated that some of the posts roughly describe how supply chains operate. Factories in China or other regions often receive contracts from North America brands to produce specific products, such as running shoes. The brand provides design sketches, and the Chinese factories produce the product, which is then shipped to distribution centers in the West. Roscoe noted that the price consumers see on store shelves is likely 50% to 100% higher than the price the brands paid to the factory. TikTok has not responded to CBC's request for comment. The platform prohibits the sale of counterfeit goods and states that it bans the posting of misleading or false content. Lululemon emailed CBC stating that the company does indeed work with suppliers in multiple countries, including China, and about 3% of its finished products are made there. However, the company confirmed Lululemon does not work with the manufacturers mentioned in the online videos, and we urge consumers to be cautious of potential counterfeit products and misinformation, according to a spokesperson. So far, neither Hermes nor LV has responded to request for comment. Hermes states on its website that its production is primarily in France, with additional production sites in Switzerland, Italy, the UK, the US, Portugal, and Australia. LV says its products are made in France, Italy, Spain, the US, and Switzerland. Roscoe suggests that if these TikTok accounts are indeed run by manufacturers, some of them may have produced extra running shoes or leggings during their contract period and are now selling those directly to consumers. Some posts don't claim to have contracts with the brands, but instead state that their workers can produce identical products at a much lower price. Selling excess products or counterfeit items without authorization would violate intellectual property rights. Roscoe says that if manufacturers working with major brands like Lululemon are posting such videos, they are taking a significant risk, as these brands would quickly cut off access to these factories. Even if consumers were to order from links shared by these TikTok accounts, Behrouz Bakhtiari, an assistant professor at McMaster University de Groot School of Business in Ontario, said that these videos might only tell part of the story. For example, a promotional video may advertise a pair of jeans for $1.30, but the price is likely the wholesale cost for hundreds or thousands of pairs, not the retail price for just one or two pairs. Bakhtiari also pointed out that it's unlikely that U.S. consumers can bypass tariffs, as some claim. The U.S. imposes a 145% tariff on all goods from China, except for a few items like electronics, which were later excluded by Trump. Bakhtiari says even if you only buy one pair of jeans, you will still have to pay the tariff. Although Canada does not impose tariffs on Chinese clothing, purchasing products from these TikTok accounts still carries security risk. Counterfeit warns against ordering from any of these sites, as consumers will be sharing their personal data and credit card information. A report from French newspaper Liberation on April 18th bluntly stated that these videos using the tariff dispute as an excuse have become a platform for Chinese high-end counterfeits manufacturers to launch a promotional campaign. The report highlighted how such actions show contempt for intellectual property rights and noted that the growing concern within the industry about the rise of alternative luxury goods in France in recent years. French news broadcast television and radio network BFM TV commented that Chinese manufacturers are using revealing the luxury goods industry as a guise for promoting counterfeit products, directing consumers to the Chinese e-commerce platform DHgate through links in the videos. The platform recently saw its download numbers surge, ranking second in the US Google Play Store, just behind ChatGPT, and it also rose to sixth place in France. French newspaper El Figaro pointed out that DHgate has a luxury bags category, indicating that TikTok videos have successfully converted into sales channels. Sandrine Zebig, a professor at a French business school and a China market expert, analyzed that this phenomenon reflects how Chinese manufacturers excel at geopolitical uncertainty, particularly consumer anxiety amidst the trade war, to rapidly expand their overseas customer base. Zabib noted that these videos target Generation Z millennials and active TikTok users, saying most of them know they are buying counterfeit goods, but they don't mind. She added, China is currently the main source of counterfeit globally, with around 75% of counterfeit goods circulating in Europe, Japan, and the US originating from China. She also called on luxury brands to reflect on their supply chain management and information transparency to address consumer concerns about the manufacturing processes in the industry. An American economist, David Huang, pointed out that Chinese merchants may use third countries to sell counterfeit or subpar goods disguised as high-end products to US buyers, which is a new form of selling inferior goods as high-end. He explained that Chinese merchants claiming to directly order through TikTok videos often claim to bypass brands, owners, and tariff regulations. However, with the US set to end tariff exemptions for packages under 800 starting May 2nd, this business model could face challenges. According to an executive order announced by the White House on April 9th, packages arriving between May 2nd and June 1st will incur a $100 fee per item, up from the previously planned $75. After June 1st, packages will be charged $200 per item instead of the previously announced $150. A previous report from the Shenzhen Cross-Border E-Commerce Association noted that tariffs have delivered an unprecedented blow, making it impossible for Chinese merchants to evade taxes during the small package procedure under the new US policy. Huang said these goods are likely to be shipped from third country warehouses via small packages and sent point to point through TikTok and other platforms, but avoiding tariff is difficult. Some merchants may try to use TikTok's so-called digital smuggling to avoid taxes, but this carries high risk, and the US has already started to close this loophole. He emphasized that this is an unsustainable and unstable form of trade, which is just a short-term gray area activity filled with risks. He added that Chinese merchants producing these videos aim first to quickly monetize by acquiring overseas user data to sell to third parties, while also engaging in decentralized cross-border transactions via digital channels, including digital currencies. Wang warned that young US people have a strong demand for cheap direct shipping products. However, he cautioned that merchants using this method can gather a vast amount of personal information with a greater potential for these activities to serve the Chinese government's intelligence gathering purposes. So the question remains, are the globally famous luxury goods and high-end clothing brands produced in China? Has China always been counterfeiting these products, or is it truly acting as a subcontractor for these brands? This is a question that many are keen to understand. Let's take a look at the hub of counterfeit goods. A Chinese netizen passing through a shop in Fujian went inside to take a look and found items from big brands like LV and Adidas, shoes, and clothing. He secretly snapped a photo and asked the store clerk, "What's going on here? Are these all counterfeit consumer goods?" A netizen commented, "These are low-quality counterfeits. If you look closely, you'll know. I can take you to the Putian market to pick up goods. They have all sorts of versions much better than this." Another netizen sarcastically responded, "Not following the rules, and this is why you're not welcome anywhere. This has caused a lot of trouble for the greater leader trying to build a community of shared destiny for humanity." Next, let's take a look at a video from a mainland Chinese business owner who mocks others making A-grade counterfeits. The video might make you chuckle.
几百块钱就敢号称超 A， 就敢跟我比，就敢跟专柜比。
These Super A fakes, sold for a few hundred yuan. Think they can match me? Compete with high-end stores? Let's tear one apart and see what it's got. Slice it open. Boom, cardboard inside. Just as I thought. Check this piece. PU leather, a layer of cowhide, domestic sponge with a funky smell. Watch out, some cheap sponges can even leak toxins. Then there's water-spun fabric, another layer of it, plus a shoe sole base. At least they use cowhide, not PU. But that smelly sponge, water-spun fabric, and PU mix, that's their Super A, claiming to rival store originals. Why such junky materials? Counterfeits need 5 or 8 times the profit to bother. Our stuff, imported Montbell-like sponge, sheepskin surface, quality inside and out. That's what matches the real deal. Oh, and get this, the metal bits, iron, not zinc alloy like I assumed. Zinc's 8 yuan, iron's 30 cents. Iron chains for 8 yuan. That's their Super A, supposedly passing in fancy stores. You get what you pay for. Don't fall for cheap deals. A real store piece runs 50,000 to 60,000 yuan. To match that value, you need original factory leather, stainless steel fittings, and imported sheepskin lining. Feel this, soft as butter. Now feel this fake, stiff as a board. These are just shoddy scraps slapped together with sloppy work.
I could suck you dry in a heartbeat, he thought, but drinking your blood would expose the secret of my true power.
Trying to fake my careful, high-quality craft. They've got no clue what real quality means.
Recently, Chinese social media platforms have also featured related videos with English voiceovers claiming that counterfeit luxury goods made in China have entered the US in large quantities. The video shows various genuine luxury brands' products while displaying a message saying Americans who ordered luxury goods from China have received their shipments. So this is the tactic China uses to expose luxury brands. Okay, but the DH girl already told you all. She told you long ago, A-grade counterfeits are the same as a real thing. They are all identical in every way. I get it. Listen, I don't care if these luxury brands are real or fake. You all can do whatever you want because someone will always buy it. A netizen commented, this video is fake. Counterfeit products shipped to places like Europe, America, or Japan would never have the real brand logo on them. If customs catches them, not only will the goods be confiscated, but the recipient will also be at risk. A netizen from Shanghai's financial sector revealed some insider knowledge about luxury goods manufacturing. For China, the world's factory producing luxury goods without technical expertise is no challenge, even for top-tier products like Hermes Birkin bags. For Chinese manufacturers, the only consideration about whether to produce counterfeit luxury good is the profit. Counterfeits are divided into categories. For example, with LV bags, they are typically classified as A-grade counterfeits, high-quality counterfeit or original OEM products. A-grade refers to the lowest quality. Rough counterfeits usually priced around a few dozen yuan. High-quality counterfeits vary greatly in quality. The best ones have real stitching, and all the accessories are sourced as closely as possible to the original. For example, the metal chain on the bags might be sourced from Japan, and the straps may come from a European factory. If a bag can't get original leather from the factory, the manufacturer may use domestic leather, but it will still be the highest quality version among all domestic options. These bags typically cost around 1,000 to 2,000 yuan, with higher prices for smaller batches. Original OEM refers to products that were leaked from the factory that makes the genuine items. These goods, regardless of how they leave the factory, are considered authentic. Such items are rare, and even if available, are expensive and unlikely to be affordable. Currently, the main production and wholesale base for LV counterfeits is in Guangdong. Over the year, about 50 to 60 large-scale manufacturers have emerged, but only around 10 can produce counterfeits comparable to the quality of the originals. So don't think you can buy high-quality counterfeit luxury goods on TikTok because price dictates quality. Manufacturers aren't going to do business at a loss. The goods that cost a few dollars or tens of dollars are just the roughest counterfeits. As for whether internationally famous luxury goods are manufactured in China, absolutely. Are OEM products leaking out onto the market? Yes, but you won't be able to buy them.